Alright guys, this is just going to be a short little tutorial on how to start creating the 2D platformer. It's going to be a kind of 3D platformer, but it's going to be kind of set in the 2D platform style. Just kind of creating this kind of Mega Man-esque shooter game. So the very first thing I'm going to do is, you load up Unity. Is want to start a new project. Okay, so go to File, and then we want to go to a new project. And I'm just going to just call this one New Unity 2D Platform. Okay, just whatever you want to for your new 2D game. And that's going to create a nice new project for us. I'm kind of setting my desktop up so that I have my project here, I have my hierarchy over here, I have a scene view, a game view so I can check some stuff out in game. And then also my assets and inspector and console and all. Just kind of a little basic setup here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to want to do is go ahead and go to assets, and we want to import package, and I want to bring in the character controller package. This just has some basic scripts and some basic assets to get us up and moving with the character pretty quick. We could use Playmaker for this, but I'm just going to go ahead and load in the character controller just to kind of get us started. Alright, so let that decompress. Just go ahead and hit import, and kaboom boom, we've got all of our wonderful standard assets here. Got character controllers, third person, first person, all that nice stuff. Alright, the second thing we need to do is to go ahead and bring in Playmaker. So I'm going to go ahead and import package, custom package, and let's go with new projects. There we go. 154. Go ahead and import this. Okay, so that imported. The next thing I want to do is go make sure I have Playmaker loaded. So once it pops up here, go to Playmaker Editor. Give us our little Playmaker. Go ahead and load it over here. I failed to load. I'm going to go ahead and close that tab. So now we have our Playmaker for FSM, we have our console, and we have our project, hierarchy, scene. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and create a cube. This is just going to be our base platform cube. I want to set this up to be in the moving along in the x-axis. So basically, our character will be moving along along the x to the z. Axis. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but basically we just want to pick a direction that our character is going to be moving along, and kind of create a platform for them to work with. This is going to come into big play when we start moving left, right, as in what is left and right, and then also which direction we're going to be shooting and moving across the map. Alright, so the next thing I'm wanting to go ahead and do is go ahead and create our character. So this is going to be a little capsule. Alright, really simple capsule man. Bring this platform down a little bit. And I'm going to name him, instead of capsule, he's going to become player. Alright, so that's going to be our guy. He's going to be the player. And from here, what I want to do is go ahead and go to component, go to character. And this is one of the things that we added when we loaded in that standard assets. Character controllers, go with platform input controller. Now it's going to ask me if a capsule collider is already added, do I want to replace it with a character controller? And I want to say yes, I want to replace it. By default, this thing's going to have this capsule collider, which works as a great collider for rigid bodies and all that in the shape of the capsule. For what we want to do, though, we may be needing some of the extras that come along with a character controller. It has a few more bells and whistles than just your standard controller, so I'm going to replace it. And you can see it's going to come up here with a slope limit and an offset and some of these different things that control how the character would respond to stairs and slopes and things that you're just not going to have with your standard controller. Alright, so with that added, it's also going to have added a motor script and then also a platform input controller script. Now this top one here is going to be what controls our moving and our jumping and our moving platform contacts and sliding and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch in this character motor script that all has to do with moving our character. The second part here is this platform income input controller, and the main thing it does is it kind of rotates and flips the character from left and right depending upon which way it's moving. Okay, we'll tweak this thing later so that our guy will flip back and forth when we're shooting. So if we go ahead and hit play, what we'll see over in the box over here is we'll have notice our player will now jump, and he's rotating back and forth, and so he's sliding around, moving around, and we've kind of got a platform guy. He's a little floaty, but we can refine all of his movement and stuff at a later time. Alright, so this is just our basic setup. So what I'm going to do now, before we do anything else, is I'm going to go ahead and save this scene in case Unity crashes or any other kind of crazy stuff might happen. So I'm going to have a go and save my scene. So File, Save Scene, and we're just going to call this one 2D Platform Start. Okay, let's make the right there a little nicer. Okay, 2D Platform Start. Alright, so that's going to give us a good go-to scene for once we start working on the next step. Okay.